Maker, John Hurd. It's Tournament Talk on the Tournament Edge for Saturday, November 19th. We're covering Aqueduct Race 5, John. It's the $100,000 notebook stakes. 6 furlongs on the dirt for 2-year-olds. It's a field of 12. Gold for King, your 9 horse, is a 3-1 morning line favorite. Charlton Baker, top jockey Jose Ortiz. I don't see it, John. I don't think this horse is the horse to beat. In fact, I think the horse drawn to the outside, the 10 horse, Rudy Rodriguez, Irad aboard, I think that will eventually be your horse to beat. What is your thoughts on the favorite, and what is your thoughts on this race as a whole?
I feel that this race is interesting because we're going to have what I believe to be a little bit of pace up front.
Right.
I do believe your favorite, the 9, Gold for the King, is going to be up here at the lead, sitting right off, possibly Sal the Turtle, maybe like Cat Warrior, Tribeca. But I do feel the 9 has contention, being the fact that the 9 has Jose Ortiz on him. But I do not feel that the 9 is going to be the choice for me to be the winner of this race. I looked more a little bit of price here. I actually looked over to the 6 horse, La Cat Warrior, not because La stands for Louisiana and the Who Dat Nation or anything, but La Cat Warrior, needless to say, at 12-1, I feel is going to be up near the front, and with a little bit of help from some of the other horses in the race, I think this horse could get it done at some high odds. Overall, for the race, while I'm looking at it, it's a $100,000 stakes race. You have some decent horses in the race. I think my second choice here would probably be Gold for the King, but I just don't feel the horse is going to win the race.
Yeah, for me, John, it was just a simple fact that the horse had been at Finger Lakes 2 starts back, had won a race against much less saltier, if you will. Last time out again in the slop, I understand the horse had an excuse, but this horse is just too inconsistent for me at $8 morning line. I think the horse might be around that, might go off 5-2, but at the end of the day, in a race with 12 horses in it, it looks to be a lot of speed. You got a lot of youngsters in this race. I just couldn't go with the 9. And the same thing with the 10. I mean, if you're betting this race based off of last efforts, of course the 10 is the logical choice, Hampton's Holiday. But again, first 2 starts, this horse is not even in the same zip code with some other horses in this field. Then all of a sudden, this horse pops 3rd time out. I just couldn't take the horse. For me, I landed on the 12 horse, Mr. Buff, with Jimmy Kimmel and Kendrick Carmouche. This horse ran really great September 23rd at 7 furlongs. Gets a 92 time form U.S. speed figure in that race, 2nd career start, 3rd time out. Draws out to a mile on a sloppy surface. Did not run its best effort for 2 reasons, in my opinion, John. I think, first of all, the horse didn't want to go that long. Secondly, you can't hold that race against him considering the off-going. I think the 6 to 7 furlongs is right in this horse's wheelhouse. We talked about the pace, right? We both think there's going to be a lot of pace in this race. This horse cuts back from 7 to 6, meaning he's going to be well off of it. Carmouche is known to ride horses at a price every now and then. I think your most logical winner is the 10. I think the 9 horse also has a big shot, but both of them are going to be short prices. And in fact, I think the 2 horse Bourbon Empire might even take some money. So if they beat me, I'm okay with it. If the 12 gets home, it sets it up for a great day in tournament plays. And if you look at the time form U.S. speed figures, 2 consecutive improving buyers. This horse is on the improve. I think 6 hits in between the eyes. He gets pace to run into. 12-1, major value on Mr. Buff.
Now, another thing, you bring up an interesting point, Bobby, is not to stick with the Louisiana theme, but Bourbon Empire. To me, that's the question mark here, because coming out of a dirt maiden race, 5.5 furlongs, stepping up to a $100,000 stakes race, won by 4 lengths. It really pulled away down the stretch in that race, winning by 4 lengths. I think that's kind of my question mark. How will that horse respond in this race, stepping up to a stakes race? If the horse can improve a little bit more, maybe the 2 horse can get it done on Saturday. If not, then I like our 2 choices in a race that has this many horses.
Yeah.
I like the hecticness of it, and I like the fact that we both landed on price horses for our choices.
So let me ask you this, John. You got youngsters, they're 2. You got a deep field. You got a lot of horses that on paper seem to want to do the same thing, which is go to the lead and never look back. If you're in a large tournament with, let's say 150, 200 players, obviously we know your choice. So I'm assuming I know the answer to this, but is there a cutoff line from an odds standpoint for you when it comes to a race like this in a large tournament? Would it be 4-1? Would it be 6-1? What are you looking for from an ROI perspective in a race of this nature?
That's a really good question. I mean, if I'm betting at the windows, I'm definitely considering this too. I'm definitely considering the 9 for exotics. Maybe to bet around. I definitely feel that for tournaments, especially if you're playing in fields of 150 players more, even 100 players or more, I have to look towards a horse that, for instance, the 12 or the 6, where I'm getting more value. That's just the bottom line. Now, if this race was with 2 races to go in the tournament and I'm in contention, then of course I'm going to consider the 9 and the 2 in that case. But for this race, being that we are offered some price, I have to look at that price, and that's why I landed on the Louisiana Cat Warrior for that Who Dat Nation, baby. While I might add, the Who Dat Nation is playing tonight on the NFL Network. Catch it on Twitter, and we will represent tonight against Cam Newton.
Always got to get the Louisiana talk in. So that's going to do it for Aqueduct Race 5. John, he's on the 6, the Cat Warrior at 12-1. I'm going to side with the 12, Mr. Buff at 12-1. For John Hurd, Bobby Shoemaker, it's Tournament Talk on the Tournament Edge. Good luck.